Here we go. So we're gonna go over this real quick. Importing Pygame. Luke, you weren't here the other day, right? So you don't have this on your computer.
I have it downloaded.
This you have this file,
Yeah.
right? And when you run it, does it say module not found? So go to run, click run, and you should see something very similar to this. Module not found error, right? Okay. So for now, just ignore that. Continue to code, and towards the end of class, I'll fix that. So what you guys want to do is remember how I was talking about that that OneDrive thing, a student resources folder. Well, I uploaded a new folder to it. It should be there called resources. So I want you again to navigate here, right click this folder and download it. So Will, this link, so if you go to our class, Intro to Pygame, that third period, student resources folder, click here. It loads this and you need to download this file. Got me? Will? Okay. Once you've downloaded this folder, it'll show up here. I obviously don't have it because I'm not going to download it because I honestly have it in like 15 different locations on my computer, all in my OneDrive. So you're going to go, once again, you're going to right click that whole folder. You're going to copy. Then you're going to navigate to your desktop in class game. And you're going to paste it here.
That's the same folder where you save.
That's exactly. This should be the same folder. I'm actually just going to copy. Yeah, we limit the speed at your guys's. Because if you started downloading a video game from the Microsoft Store, which has happened, you'll take up the bandwidth for the whole room and no one else will be able to download anything. Seriously, we had one kid in someone's classroom that every classroom that one kid was in, no one else could get Wi-Fi because he was downloading like a 30 gig game from the Microsoft Store. I don't remember the name. Yeah.
So what do we do once, sorry, I didn't hear everything because I was trying to get the resources downloaded. So once we download it, what should we do?
You want to put it in, so you guys all should have created a folder on your desktop or somewhere for your game, right? Because this is where we're going to store all of our game stuff. In that folder is where you want to put it. So notice I have my in-class game here, and I have my resources folder. So you want to copy and paste it from your downloads folder into the resources folder. Once you have that, I want you to touch your left ear with your right hand. Yes?
My right ear, no, my left ear.
It's not working. Yeah, if that's not working, just create a new folder on your desktop or whatever. So if you're in File Explorer like this, are you in this? Guys, shh, I can't hear you. Are you? So are you in your desktop?
Yeah.
So you may have something up here that says new folder. Okay, then if you hold Control Shift N, it creates a new folder. And then once you have that, Brandon? No? Okay. Is everyone good? Okay, again, if you are good and if you have your game folder set up like this and your code looks like this, what I want you to do is touch your left ear with your right hand and leave it there. You guys caught on a little faster than my first class. They were like, some people did this just to be safe.
You said with your right hand to your left ear, right?
The other time, my first hour, I said left hand to your right ear. And they were like, okay.
You should have said that then. Maybe something about that is harder for like writing.
All right, fine. Once you're done, your left hand to your right ear.
Okay, but I just want you to do that because then I can use it.
Asher, I want you to touch both ears with both hands.
Can I do that? Oh,
Can you touch both ears with both hands?
With both hands.
No. All right, Anna, how's it coming?
Yeah, you just go like this.
You just have to paste it. All right. So what we're gonna do now requires you to navigate to this resources folder and everything in it. So I'm gonna show you what's in it real quick. Third hour. So you have two folders. One has audio, one has images. This is everything we're going to use for our game. Okay? We're not going to go into audio, but we're going to go into images, and you should see.
Oh wow.
Oh, darn it. I forgot to delete these. Oh, well. Yeah.
Dude.
So there's a couple like links in there and a couple Halo guys. You can just delete those. We're not going to use those. I was using this for something else, trying to help someone figure something out.
Links and heroes?
What?
What can we delete?
The links and Master Chiefs.
Oh,
Wait.
The guy looking with the helmet.
I can't see pictures on it. It's only like.
Oh, all right. But this guy here is going to be our main character. His name is Dude. Just a little bunny with a bow and arrow.
So we click Dude and open it.
Nope. This is just for you guys to see.
Wait, I can't get to the folder now.
I will deal with that later then. So, what you're going to do, this right here is the important thing. This URL, this file path. So you guys should see this right up here. What I want you guys to do is to right click and copy that. This file path up here.
Copy it.
You have it in your file explorer.
Do you want us to download both audio and images?
What?
Oh!
Do you want us to download the whole class resources?
The whole what?
Class resources?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are class resources?
Yeah, download it, yeah.
That's okay.
You want to go to
The resources folder off my OneDrive? Yes, that's what I want you to download.
Sorry. I
So-
downloaded something else. I don't even know what it is.
Alright. Now watch, you've like downloaded like something I don't know. You shouldn't be able to download anything.
Something on your computer you shouldn't have.
Well, there's things that I don't want you guys to know about, like PDFs of like bank statements or whatever.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't want you guys to have access to that. Okay. Once you've copied this, open this. Oops. In-class Pygame start. This is downloads. I don't want that one. And literally just paste it. That's not the one I want. So desktop.
Does it matter if was that an audio or images? I want to say
You just now what?
okay.
Yeah, so it's in images.
So you go into images and then you hit this little folder thing and it should pop up as a URL.
I'm gonna pause
Wait, what
this.
do I do?
There we go. So what you guys need to do is you need to type that at the beginning of the string to make this whole thing a string. This R will become green. It makes it technically a raw string. And there are certain commands with backspaces that allow strings to do new things. We're not going to get into that right now. But the R prevents that from happening. So like a \n does something, a \t backslash, backslash. All those things do something. But if you have the R in front of it, they don't.
Doesn't backslash n like
It makes a new
enter,
line.
right?
It makes a new line. But the code will see a backslash U and go, I don't know what a backslash U does. Error, throw it up, we're done. Right? We don't want that. So, and then also at the end, you need to type this. So backslash dude.png or apostrophe parentheses. So once we have that, that is the file path location of the image we want to use as our main character. So all we're going to do now is we're going to type the word player. And I do ask, you guys do need to use the exact same variable names that I do. Because otherwise, if you get an error and you named your main character Bunny, like it's just no, just leave everything. Once you make your own game, you're welcome to do whatever you want. I'd recommend keeping things as close variable-wise as possible, close to what we do in class. So, player equals pygame.image.load. I think that's it. Yeah. This is from second hour though. Does that make sense? So we are telling Pygame to grab an image and load it and set it to this picture or set it to this variable. So from now on, every time we see the word player, that is the image of our character. So type player. I've never actually done this, so we're going to see what this means, what this does.
Are we doing this to her?
You don't have to, no. This is just... Oh, I forgot to hit print. So pygame.surface, that is the type of variable this is. A pygame surface means a picture. Just so you guys know. Pygame surface is picture. But you guys don't need to type that or deal with that at all. So that's our picture. We need to type in. Now the cool thing about Pygame and coding is I don't want to have to type all of this over again because all of our images are in the same place. They just have different names. And we're going to use the exact same code to load it in. And then we're just going to have different variable names. So what do you think I'm going to do? Copy, paste. Copy, paste, paste. So I want you guys to do that.
You do it, you paste it twice.
Yep, so I want a total of 3 players right here.
I'm so confused.
Well, the last 5 minutes of class I'll go around and help you guys. And you guys can study. Player. The next variable is going to be grass because our bunny is going to be playing on a field of grass.
So grab, we delete.
Just yeah, rename the variable to grass. Rename this one to castle. Does everyone have player, grass, and castle as their variable names?
Yes, sir.
Who does not? Alright, looks like everyone. We're going to go to the end. We still have dude, dude, dude. So if we were to run this, we would have dude as our main character, our picture of dude as our grass, and then a picture of dude as our castle. Right? So it's just dude, dude, dude everywhere. And be like, what type of game is this? So that's like what they do with mods is instead of having this character model of an action figure, so instead of Spider-Man running around, they load in Captain America or they load in Mary Jane Watson. So you're swinging around as Mary Jane instead of Spider-Man, and all they do is they change the source image.
Is that how they do like skins in Minecraft?
I think so. So it's something similar like that, but it's the same premise. So we don't want that, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Luke?
Wouldn't that be very difficult if it was three-dimensional though? Doesn't that need to be more things than just one file?
Yes, which is why we're doing everything 2D. Because this is an intro class. But yes, that's exactly right.
Wait, do you learn about 3D in the next class?
No, we focus on automation.
What's up?
Having a script do a bunch of things for you. Like by the end of the class, you'd be able to have a script run anytime someone logs into your computer outside of the hours you decide and text you. So like, let's say I stole your Surface, I logged in, you would get a text message saying someone just logged into your computer.
Oh, that's what like Google
Next
does,
class.
right?
My mom's gonna take
The
that
advanced
class
class.
and make it send her a text if I'm on.
All right, but we're getting off track. We need to change this image for the grass variable to the image of grass.
I really want to write you do this.
Well, you'll be able to do that
Yes.
late when we're actually running the game. You can change it to your heart's content. But as long as in class it works, I don't care. But it has to work. Like, you would do that at home for fun, but when you came to class, your code wouldn't be doing that. Okay. So now we do grass PNG and castle.png. And that's about all we can do. We can't even run the game because we haven't learned loops yet. So, and the entire game works on one big loop. While loop.
I thought it was a draw or whatever.
Right. So, have you guys, who has played a video game at some point in their life? Asher? Yeah, I believe everyone has. I grew up playing video games, man. I used to play. Anyway, that whole thing is a loop, is a section of code running continuously. It's a loop, 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 and it's just waiting for you to input something. Input is like on my keyboard or on a joystick. I push forward. It's waiting for that to happen. You guys ever had have you guys ever played a video game with so many things happening that your screen kind of freezes?
Yeah.
There's a GIF that I lost. I told you guys about this. I really want to find it. But it shows you everything that happens in one frame of Doom. And it takes like 10 seconds to show. But it's awesome, and then it does that 60 times a second. So what a video game is doing is it's constantly going, what is going on, what's supposed to be happening. It's a loop, and it just loops. It's the same code going over and over and over and over again. And at different points, it's loading different things in. Does that make sense? So until we learn loops, we can't really build a game because all the code we've learned so far runs through itself once and then stops. Whereas a loop will loop through itself multiple. It's essentially ad infinitum. So it's just never going to stop. It'll go until something makes it stop. However, if you guys want to see, your characters on screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Screen.blit. Blit stands for block image transfer. And I just won't go over this with the other class. Anything that is blitted is on screen. So if you don't blit something, it's not on screen. So we're going to screen blit. Do that 3 times. And then we want to blit our player. We want to blit our grass. And we want to blit our castle. Does that make sense? Anyone have questions on why that is as is?
Why do you have to put the comma space? Yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Because
That's the
where do I want
right?
the player to be blitted?
In this pixel 1.
Where? You can't just say in the square. You got to tell it where exactly.
Oh.
So then we're going to put an open parentheses and then a closed parentheses. And we're going to put player needs to be, nope, grass needs to be first. So grass needs to be first, guys. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I wasn't expecting to do this. I'm thinking this on the fly. So the first thing that's blitted is the farthest thing back. So the order in which things appear in the code determine the order in which they appear on screen. So if we want grass to be below our player, grass needs to be the first thing blitted, because that's the background. That's going to be our background. Then we're going to have player. Notice these things are going to be blit right on top of each other, so it's going to look like our bunny is standing on an island of green. Then we have grass again at a different location, and then we're blitting our castle over it in the same location. I think the grass is smaller than the castle, so we probably won't see the grass. Now the last thing, Pygame.display.flip. Flip, you can also do update, I think. I think update's better. So we're going to do that. That updates the screen. So as characters move, you need to erase. You need to erase where they were, blit the new thing, and then update it. If you don't have this, it looks funny. I think this will work. Again, this is on the cuff, off the cuff. I don't know.
So we run this, if that's right.
There you go.
You can run.
Yeah, so this is what you should see.
It says invalid syntax for me.
You, if I had to guess, Asher, you are missing a.
I got an error. It's probably just 'cause I-
You're missing a parentheses. These have to be in parentheses.
No matter all these are parentheses.
Same, and mine's not showing anything, I just got an error.
All right. Well, stick around after class, and I will walk you guys through that. So that's it for now. That's all we're going to be able to do until we get into loops, which is the end of chapter 2. So after chapter 2, we will have a test going over chapter 1 and chapter 2, and then we'll do more about Pygame, and then we'll actually have loops. Loops.
Oh, I know why.
Anyway, so
I figured it out.
if you guys, so this is saved on my OneDrive. If you copy and paste this, this won't work because you do not have a ZStolter folder on your computer. So you will have to change this to be on your computer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So this is saved online. I need to talk to Luke because you don't have Pygame. Yeah. So let me stop recording.